Hello, sweet friends. It's Josephine, and I offer this opportunity to you for doing some energy hygiene, nervous system reset with me on the internet, connecting through the miracle that is the internet. So, I'm going to just launch right into it. We're going to go ahead and do before we know. So, I can explain after, but right now, just follow along with me. Allow yourself to have some time to go internal. Close your eyes down. You don't have to look at me while we do this. I will say it out loud. But just to give you a little fair warning of some of what we're going to do, the keys to resetting and moving energy is that energy follows intention. So we're going to intend clearly and strongly how we want the energy to release, and also what we're here for, which is to reset our nervous systems. This time of great destabilization that we're living through, this is just a tool. It won't make anything better except you, except how you're feeling in the moment, and it will be available to you always. So that's the beauty of the internet. So first things first, we need to call to our big friends. We call out to all of our guides, guardians, helpers, our ancestors, our ancestral helping spirits, those who lived well and died well. We call out to you and ask you to put your hands on our shoulders. And we call out to Great Spirit, Pachamama, and the spirits of the four directions all the way around us. And we call to our higher selves and ask for support and love and guidance in this moment as we do this energy hygiene practice. So taking some nice deep breaths with me, inviting yourself to be present, to be here, to be in your body. We begin by asking that all darkened, stagnant, ungrounded energies, anything that is not truly ours, so anything that is not truly mine, any intrusions of any kind, I ask that they be fully and completely released from me at this time, and from anyone watching now or in the future or any of that. So, breathing nice and deep into that and allowing or releasing. Tapping on any places that might feel like stuck, that need a little releasing. My lower back is feeling like it needs a little something. That's what I'm doing right now. It looks a little funny, but anyways, breathing that down. Whew. And we're going to do a resetting of the vagus nerve, which runs down the back of the head and the back of the spine. And it can really, it can be touched by deep breaths, but also side eye, where you look out the side and I'm not entirely sure why that resets it, but it's very helpful. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do about 5 rounds of it, and we'll breathe to one side while holding the eyeballs this way, and then back to center, and like that, back to center. And I'm going to do the best I can. I find the eyeball part very challenging, but this should be fun for entertainment purposes. Anyway, so we're going to go deep breath through the nose, so sniff, smell, and I forgot the eyeballs. Okay. That was one, and we'll do 4 more of those. So we go So clearly, I'm having trouble keeping my eyeballs forward. So if you are having trouble too, high five. We're in it together. So I find that practice very, like I can already feel a good resetting happening. The vagus nerve and all of that is, really impacted by our anxieties and what is happening in the world, but also our intuition. It is one of the places that our intuition kind of hits us first, and our psychic intuitive awareness will, fire off, and we go into fight or flight, and it's a lot, and it's appropriate because this world be crazy, and so we're gonna go ahead and acknowledge that. Acknowledge that there's plenty of reasons that we are feeling so destabilized. And we, in this moment, need to be superheroes where we bring ourselves back together and we keep resetting so that we can then engage again and again and again, because the fight ain't over, and we got a ways to go yet. I do hope and pray that our future, that we win, right? That there is a time and a place where we don't have to every day feel so uncertain. So let's go ahead and do 4 more. We're gonna sniff, blow out the candles, sniff, blow out the candles 4 times, which is both ways, 4 times. Okay, here we go. So that is definitely my systems are going, whoo, do power on, or reset, or I don't know, whatever. That we can make the sound effects of power off, power back on, or whatever we might like to do. But just acknowledging ourselves and the reasons, some of which I'm sure are personal. We all have personal stuff going on, and then there's the collective, which is vibrating like this currently. And it is very hard as a sensitive soul to sleep lately. So I just acknowledge that I've been waking up, tossing and turning, and it's rough. So I hope that you can sleep and I can sleep, because we are part of the collective. And if we regulate and downgrade the crisis mode in our own bodies, then the collective can as well. We are representatives of humanity. We hold all that is within us. So if we can engage in that way, then everybody else can calm down too. And there is the recognition that being calm might not be the appropriate response. I would argue that it is always, as long as you can still trust yourself to show up when you're not in crisis. If you don't, I believe that I do not need to be in crisis in order to be effective. And in fact, the crisis mode makes it so it renders me useless. I can't do shit. So having said that, that is why I am such a proponent of the energy hygiene, is because it does make me functional. And it does make it so that I can walk this path, be of service, and still show up and not make myself sick. So that's why we're doing this. So let's go ahead and bring our awareness back to our physical body. We're going to do just a little bit more of a clearing, and then we're going to strengthen, and then we're going to reset everything. So that's the gist of what we're doing here. So take some nice deep breaths with me, feeling into your physical body where you're holding any anxieties, where any government stuff is impacting you the most, where you feel that in your field. Taking nice deep breaths as we call for the light of compassion to flow through our bodies, through our luminous bodies, through all the pathways of light, all the energy centers, bringing compassion into each one of us throughout our whole being, and breathing deeply into that. And I'm sure there's more, but we're going to just try to keep this a little bit short because, I don't know. I'm feeling like this is just a shorty. We're doing a little short DIY. So, calling out to all the parts and pieces of us that may have fragmented lately, calling to our soul, our will, our spirit, our sense of humor, our courage, our creativity, all the parts and pieces of us, calling out to that and bringing it all into soul sanctuary underneath us. So just visualizing all of your energy collecting underneath you, breathing deeply. And bringing that light of compassion into that space. Washing down anything, all of it. And what can easily return to you today, we wash it down and ask that it return with grace and ease now. Taking nice deep breaths into that. And as that settles into place, wiggling yourself fully into your body. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All the way in. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And now calling for resetting, repairing, reknitting, upgrading of the matrix and pattern of our luminous bodies, of our physical bodies, all the pathways of light, all the energy centers, allowing this resetting to easily take place. Whatever can easily happen today, calling for that. And breathing into that. Hoo-wee. And now one last piece, resetting, well, actually two pieces. First, we're going to call for that most refined energy of the cosmos to fill our cups, fill our energy centers to overflowing. And as we breathe into that, allowing this blessing of clarity and resetting to be shared, and sending this energy out to all those who need it within our sphere of influence, our family and friends and coworkers and those we know and love, letting all of them receive some of this, knowing that there is plenty, that there is more than enough, that we can allow for all of this to move on out, and reaching all those could use a little bit of compassion right now and healing. And as that occurs, we ask that for resetting, repairing, reknitting, upgrading of the boundaries, letting the boundary on the earth or your luminous body and on your heart space both reset, repair, reknit, upgrade. So I hope that is somewhat helpful in this moment. I don't know, I'm learning this YouTube business, so subscribe, I guess. I don't know. I'll put my links in the description, so if you feel like you need a little more attention, I'm here. I do distance work. I work over the phone with you at a distance, and it's it's effective. Also, if you live in Tucson, I'm here and would love to see you. I hope you have a good rest of your day.